Hi, I'm Ann,
Hi, I'm Terry,
and we're with the Streams of Oil team with Young Living Essential Oils.
and today we get to talk about one of my favorite collections of
Mine too.
oils. It is the Feelings collection, and there are 6 fabulous oils in here that we're going to talk about a little more in detail, but they are wonderful. It's one of my favorite collections. But first, we get to talk about some oils
And
that we brought today.
We love to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll let you start this time.
All right. The one I want to share with you is Joy. And I love this oil. Like the name says, I like to put it over the heart area. And you can do that over your actual heart chakra area, or you can do it on your hand right here in reflexology. That's a place you could apply. And right in there. That,
on the left hand or the right hand?
both
Or
of
does
them.
it matter?
You can
Or
do
both of
both,
them?
or
Okay.
it doesn't matter. Right.
Okay.
I'd put a little on both, because a little drop will do you. Doesn't take too much, you know.
Good to know.
And it does bring joy to my spirit. It lifts my spirits, and I think a lot of us can use that.
Yeah. You know, I have a diffuser necklace that I wear sometimes. It's just a little glass jar that somebody painted. Looks really cute. And if I'm wearing that, it's usually joy that's in there, because if there's something I need to just drag around with me all day, it's usually I need more joy.
I have one too, so we'll wear it and
Yeah.
show the folks sometime
Exactly.
out
We'll
there.
have to wear it in
It's fun.
another class. It's, Young Living doesn't sell them, but there are some
Yeah.
great companies out there that sell
Right.
them, and a lot of different designs.
Yeah. And now, Terry, you have an oil to share.
I do. The oil I brought to share is called Envision, and I really like Envision. I like to just smell it, actually, just directly from the bottle. You can put some on. Sometimes I'll put some on the top of
It's
my
beautiful.
head. It is. It's a nice soft scent, but it has a really good blend.
It's good.
So, but it helps you. I use this whenever I need to be creative about something. Maybe I'm typing up a script or something, or and I just need some creativity, and I'm just not feeling it that day. And so that's a good way to get just the creative juices going.
That might be good, Terry, for people to give it a whirl that write books or music
true.
or poetry,
That's
you know,
true.
whatever your cup of tea is, like Envision, you might enjoy trying.
And there are some times when I'm getting ready to teach a class, and I just need that extra creativity, you know, to be able to interact and think of a good way of reaching my students.
There you go.
So yeah, so that
Sounds
works
great.
really well. So, all right. So are we ready to get started with our Feelings collection?
We're ready. Let's
Yes.
go. We're excited.
We call this the Feelings collection, dealing with emotional needs, and that is something that is so needed here in America today. It just shocks me how many people need help stabilizing their emotions. And Young Living has so many blends and just individual oils even that are designed to help with emotions and with the spirit. And you know, those are, sometimes they're connected, sometimes you can deal with them separately, but it just depends on what's going on.
They do complement one another.
Exactly, they do. And helping one helps the other, and also, you know, the physical things too. They're all connected. We were made, you know, as one with all parts together.
That's right.
So, you know, today we're going to talk specifically about the emotional needs, but there's a lot more oils that Young Living has that are not in the Feelings collection, but these oils are a great place to start. And when you start using them, you may find that there's one bottle that you just really, really need. I mean, Gary Young uses at least one of these oils every day. And he's, you know, some days he needs more, but he said that he uses at least one of the oils out of the Feelings collections every single day. So, all right, well, let's get started. Okay, oils go beyond the mind, and they tap into the deep hidden reaches of our emotions. Egyptians used to use the oils. They called it cleansing the flesh and the blood. What they called removing evil spirits, we call getting rid of negative emotions or bad attitudes. Fear is a very controlling energy and a very negative energy. When it is out of control, fear can control us. And fear should warn us, but it should not dictate our actions. Many people who have used essential oils for emotional support have said that the oils set them free. They can go forward with life, not being weighted down by unhealthy or negative emotions. The essential oil blends in the Feelings collection are designed to support the healthy emotions, enhance positive emotions. They can be used like a perfume or a cologne, or they can be diffused in your home. They can also be applied topically, like you could massage them into the bottoms of your feet. People need the tools to administer to themselves or to someone else for emotional trauma, for emotional abuse, or even ritual abuse. Yes, there are people today who are affected by ritual abuse. Our identity is affected by these emotions. If you are raised in an abusive family, the way you view your self-worth and the world around you is affected.
It's true. Gary Young, who's the founder of Young Living Essential Oils, has counseled thousands of people over the years regarding illness. He says that 100% of the time, every one of those illnesses can be traced back to a negative emotion based on emotional trauma in the past. Everyone. That's important. He says many times you have to address the emotion before you can address the physical illness. Emotions can become imprinted in a person's DNA. For example, a young boy is sitting on the floor, and he's there in his home, and he sees a spider. Well, he's never seen one before, so he's curious about it. It's kind of cool. He calls his mother over, and what does she do? She starts to scream.
That would be me. I don't like spiders.
No, it's a spider! Don't touch it! Boom. He's now afraid of spiders, where he never was before. That emotion is imprinted in his DNA. Then, at 40 years of age, he's waiting to go into the jungle to explore plants. But he's terrified of spiders, so he's not going into the jungle. The fear that was imprinted at a young age by his mother has just changed his direction of life. How do we change that imprint? Can it be changed? How do we get rid of it? Can we remove it? That is what we're going to be discussing in today's class, and that's why Terri and I are so excited about this. You have a way out.
Exactly. And, you can do these oils at home. You can do them to yourself. But you want to prepare a little bit, especially if you're going to do the whole collection. So make sure that you're in a calm environment where you're not going to be interrupted. For some of you, that's very easy to find. But for others of you, you might have to make some arrangements, maybe for someone to watch your children, or possibly wait till they've gone to sleep for the night. You wouldn't want to do it at a nap time if they, would wake up in the middle of the nap.
No.
And, you may either use these oils on yourself, or you may apply them to somebody else. And we're going to talk about both in this class. But first, you have to recognize, it helps if you recognize the emotion that you want to address, if there's a specific emotion you know about. You have to bring it to mind, and so that you can take the steps to remove it from inhibiting your life. A lot of you know what's inhibiting you. You just don't know what to do about it. And you know why you're stressed. You know what's making you fearful about things that's stopping you from doing other things that you're really wanting to do. For others of you, you may have buried a traumatic experience. And it's a self-preservation thing that our bodies naturally do. So you may not even realize this, that you have something. So the first few times you do this, you may not address the main issue. It may help you some, but it may not completely help you get over what it is that you're trying to get over. And that's all right. Just deal with the events and emotions as they come to mind. Don't try and force it. If you're not feeling anything at first, it's okay. It will help you with what you're ready to handle, and then later on, as you use it more often, then it will help you with some of the deeper stuff.
I think what we say is don't stress.
Right,
That's what's
exactly.
important.
You're doing this to relax. You're not doing this to force anything. Okay, Anne, let's talk about the first oil.
All right, we're going to talk about Valor. The first oil you will use will be Valor Essential Oil. You can apply it. There it is. I know, it smells so pretty. You can apply it to the bottoms of your feet, then just sit and enjoy the relaxed feeling and the aroma, right? You also may apply it on the temples, the sternum, the chest, the throat, these chakras, whatever. If you're doing it on someone else, put it on the bottoms of the feet. Cross your hands and hold both feet for 2 to 3 minutes. Just enjoy the energy exchange between you and your family member or client. This is really important. Valor is a fascinating blend. It uses Roman chamomile and blue tansy, both of which were very important to those Roman soldiers. Before going into battle, they would put both of these plants into the water of the Roman baths, and then they would soak in this water. They believed the plants would give them the emotional strength to go into battle, which would make them stronger for the fight that they were getting ready to go into. It became a ritual with them. Gary Young then chose to add rosewood to these oils because of the fragrance rosewood has. When you apply Valor, it's very relaxing. Enjoy this feeling. Just pause a moment, don't rush, right, Terri? It also gives you the feeling of empowerment. You can feel like you can get up and you can face the world. How many of us would that help before we go to a job of a morning? Think about that, right?
Exactly.
And you can. You can face the world.
Exactly.
Okay,
The
Terri?
second oil is Harmony. Let you see that. Harmony is, I love the smell. In fact, I'm going to smell it right now. When your emotions are unbalanced, your energy fields, which are also called chakras, are all scrambled. For example, you get a phone call and your mother was killed by a drunk driver. That causes painful emotions, obviously. And those emotions will go into the heart and cause the heart chakra, the energy center that the energy is going to your heart, to lock down. And that affects the rest of the body. And the chakras that are above the heart and below the heart will close, trying to limit the intense pain to that one location so that it doesn't affect your entire body. We have to open up the chakras. And now, another example, girls or women who were raped as teenagers, or young adults, they often have closed the pelvic chakra to contain that trauma. And then as an adult, they can't get pregnant because that pelvic chakra is closed. So they have to open the chakras so that their energy can flow again correctly. And that's an example of the emotions affecting the physical. You can apply Harmony to the meridians to open those locations and let the energy flow as it should. And my favorite chakra to apply Harmony is my heart. And if you don't have, if you're not feeling pulled to apply it somewhere else, then you go ahead and just apply Harmony to your heart. One oil that's in Harmony is Spanish sage. Now traditionally this plant has been used to help people breathe deeper. The Dakota Indians use this sage in many of their rituals for cleansing. Ylang ylang is another oil in it, and it balances the yin and the yang energies. So unless these two energies are balanced, people are not willing to let go of their masculine and feminine energies. So maybe a woman who's been through a traumatic events doesn't want to let go of the masculine energies in a way of shielding herself. Or maybe men who've been abused by their girlfriends may hold on to that feminine energy, and then they may end up abusing their next girlfriend. So a child may copy parents' behaviors. So it makes a negative cycle that just keeps going, and it is very, very real. So all of that is imprinted, and we have to change the DNA. To do that, we balance our energies with Valor, and then we harmonize them with Harmony. So open the chakras so that you don't feel combative. The energy in your body needs to flow. I don't care if it's a good emotion. Let it go. Trapped, stored anger is suspected to be the cause of liver disease. Gary Young says that he has never seen a physical problem that isn't also a spiritual problem. So, first of all, we're going to balance the energies with Valor. That's the first step. Second step is to harmonize the energy with Harmony. So, for the third step,
we're going to talk about forgiveness. Now, forgiveness is a godly principle. And we know it's talked about in the Bible, and we know we need to forgive and never quit forgiving. This is something that I think all of us can use. It's easy to hold grudges, isn't it, Terri?
Yeah.
And we can't because it's going to hurt us, too, in the long run.
Exactly.
If we don't forgive, this is serious, then we can't be forgiven. And if we know how to forgive, then we'll be able to help others. Part of that is erasing that memory. We have been through that. Something happens, and we think we've forgiven the person, we've forgotten about it, we thought. But then 10 years later, say, something may come up, and we're back to those same emotions. It reminded us of that. Have we really forgiven that person? The answer is no, right? When you truly forgive, you have forgotten. But how can you forget something that is imprinted on those cellular tissues? It's not possible, so we have to erase it. We can't be healed until we forgive. And we can't forgive until we're ready to forget it. I think, Terri, if we think about that in the frame of we can't heal ourselves until we've done that, that makes it really personal.
That is true.
The most effective location to apply the essential oil blend forgiveness is the navel. Just rub the oil around the navel. Rub it around the entire tummy. It doesn't matter. Don't put it inside the navel. Just rub it on the outside. The navel, the belly button, conceals nerve endings over the entire body. That's mind-boggling. After you put it around the navel, you can put a little under your nose and enjoy the scent of forgiveness. Be sure you go clockwise when you put it on.
True.
We want to remember that. Don't rush through this. You lose spirituality when you're in a state of anger. So frankincense is one of the oils in this blend. And it's a beautiful oil, too, smelling. Okay, now we're feeling balanced and we're empowered with valor. Our energy centers are opened and we feel harmonized with harmony. Now we feel the release of forgiveness. Just lay there and smell the oils. Let your thoughts go where they will. The first time you do it, you may think, how long do I have to lie here? What do I think about? I've laid here all of 30 seconds when something's supposed to happen. Ha ha. No, just enjoy it. Relax and smell the oils. Don't be hard on yourself. This is why you don't want to be interrupted. If you need an hour or 2 hours, use it. No music, no strobe lights, just you and quiet. Peace. If you don't start feeling that peace, go on to the fourth oil.
Right, and that's all right. And the fourth oil is called present time. Now, if a person is stressed or angry, they are not in the present time. They are living in the past somewhere instead. So if you are in the past, which a lot of people are, no emotions will come to the surface. If you lay there for 5 or 10 minutes and nothing is coming up, then likely you aren't living in the present time, present moment. Too many people live in the past. And you can tell if someone is living in the past by their conversation. So if they say, well, when I went over here, or when I did this, and they're talking about past events all the time, then they're living in the past. So you are not alive today if you are living in the past. So it's important to let go, be able to let go of the past so we can move on. But the past is over. It's gone. And yet we spend so much of our resources emotionally just dragging that past behind us along. We just keep adding more and more to our baggage and dragging it along. And then we wonder why tomorrow is the same as yesterday. So what is that old adage? If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. Well, you have to change that if you want your future to be different. So present time helps to bring you out of the past. When you're in the present time, you can then let go of your past emotions. You can take a couple drops of present time and rub it on your thymus, just below that little notch in your throat. And you want to rub it clockwise, so like, your skin is the clock and you're going the direction that the clock goes. Okay, so just, you'll smell it immediately. And the main oil that you're going to smell is neroli, which has a way of locking in a moment in time. Spruce is a strong aroma in this oil also because spruce is traditionally believed to anchor a person, kind of like a tree. A tree is strong and it represents power. Well, the neroli brings you back to now, to the moment, to the present. It's like it's locking you into now. But the spruce anchors you there. It helps you stay there. And then ylang ylang is added to help bring the male and female energies into balance so that they can be locked or anchored in that moment right there. So after you've used present time, then it's safe to go back to the past because present time anchors your emotions to the present while you're examining the past. So it's kind of like a safety rope. You can look at past events without actually having to feel them. Without present time, you go back to the past and you build on that emotion. But if you are anchored to the present, then you're free to examine the emotion of the past and process it. And that's what happens to most people when they are examining the past. They just keep building onto that emotion. They felt fear then, they feel fear now. They feel, whatever, frustration, anger, mixture of emotions. Well, they're still feeling it now. And present time helps you not to do that. They're making that stronger, more powerful. Just like an addiction. Mm-hmm. So, every time you feed an addiction, you're making it stronger, more powerful. You don't want to do that when you're examining your past. You don't want to keep just adding to it. So you have to be anchored emotionally in the present so that you can examine the past without feeding it and making it worse. So when you put on present time, put it on and then just feel. Just breathe. Let the emotions come forward. And sometimes they'll come forward fast, and sometimes they may be slow coming forward. So if it is slow coming forward, then you can go on to the next oil, which I love.
Okay, this is Release. Very good oil. Okay, let's talk about it and see what part this has to play. Mm-hmm. Many times we are so hardened to an emotion, Terri, that we said we're never going to bring this up again. We just push it back. Oh, that's pretty. Yes. We never want to look at it again. We never want to talk about it. Maybe it was too painful. And we're going to just never think about it. Mm-hmm. So Release goes on the liver. Just put 3 or 4 of these drops on your left hand, reach under your shirt, and rub it on the liver.
I'm not going to do that on the camera, though.
Everybody knows how to do that. We don't have to demonstrate that. Right. Anger is pushed right into your liver. Yeah. If you have a liver problem, you likely have a pancreas problem. Rub the oil on the liver, then put a drop under your nose and just breathe it, like Terri was saying. Just enjoy it. At this point, the emotions are flooding, probably pouring out. Just let them come. Don't struggle. Whatever time it takes, just be in the space to let it come. Recognize that Release has allowed you to go beyond where you've ever been before. You can also put it over your heart. Put it wherever you like. But if you know you are stuck out of fear, go to the liver. It is your fear factory. This is what makes the chemistry to change our emotions, which affect our physical bodies. Do you know that emotions can be an addiction? Some people pull up an emotion and they just let it martyr them. They enjoy the attention they get from recalling this. Emotions can be very addicting, but when you've used present time to anchor your emotionally to the present, then you can go back, examine an emotion, and decide whether it's an emotion that benefits you or one that's tearing you apart. Things won't benefit you much if you've got emotions that are ripping you apart.
Exactly.
If the emotion is not serving you, let go of it. Mm-hmm. Let your spirit be free, right? Right. Just release it. Only hang on to it if it's something that's pleasant and you want to hang on to it. Mm-hmm. How do you know if you've effectively let go of an emotion? When you can go back later and you can take a look at it, but it doesn't bring up any emotional reaction. Right. Then eventually you can forget it. All of us have been through things that we need to let go on. Mm-hmm. go up so we can get on with life and
Right.
enjoy life. You can't as long as you're
Right.
held prisoner by
And
these
one
emotions.
thing I like about using the oils is that you don't always necessarily have to bring up a memory. And the emotions are sometimes all that you feel. And that you're getting rid of them, and you may feel some while the emotions are kind of going through, but you may not remember every little step of something. Maybe you were in a car crash and it's very traumatic for you to try and remember that event. Well, you might, using the oils, sometimes you can go through that without actually having to unpack. Like if you went to a psychiatrist or something, they would want you to talk about it and things like that. Well, sometimes the oils, not always, sometimes the oils will bring things to mind that you need to focus on and learn from. But a lot of times with the oils, you can use the oils and you can unpack the emotion, but you don't necessarily have to have the memory connected with it. And you can just let the memory go without having to go through it. So that's one thing I like about the oils, is that it can help that way.
That's good. Okay, we're getting ready to talk about a really, really special oil, right, Terri?
That's
You
right.
love
This is the fun one.
This is fun.
So this is inner child. Your inner child. That phrase is so overused in our culture, but the oil is fabulous. I like the smell of it. Many times we have to go back to our inner child to get our identity. Women especially have this problem. When we're children, or Terry, or Ann, or Susie, or Sally, then we get married and we're Mrs. So-and-so. And then we have children and we're Eva's mom, or Robert's mom, or, our child's name's mom. And we lose our identity. We put so much into raising our children or helping our spouse and doing the things that we're supposed to do. And we don't have time for ourselves, our own interests and things for ourselves, which, we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, but, we still need to maintain our identity. So inner child helps us to inscribe the template on our DNA with positive informations. Sometimes when we think of ourselves, our identity is not accurate, and it's a negative, oh, I'm the one who forgot to change my child's diaper before I took her to school.
I'm a horrible mother
to take
now.
care, or something like that. And we take on the negative things, and instead of the positive. Well, inner child helps us to reinscribe who we are with positive information, and it helps us build ourselves up so that you can once again be Terry or Ann, and have your own identity again, just like when you were a child. It was just you. You can't be successful if you can't change those negative emotions, that baggage that you're dragging along with you. You have to let it go, and then build a positive identity to replace the negative. So inner child is the most fun to apply. So with inner child, you put the oil, you pour it on the pad of your thumb, and then you put it in your mouth, just like you were sucking your thumb. And you press it on the roof of your mouth. You don't have to press hard, just slightly touch it, and then you just hold it there. Now, children like orange, and orange pop, and orange popsicle. So Gary did use orange in this oil, and he also used tangerine. Now, it's not like sucking an orange, an actual orange, because it comes from the peel. It doesn't come from the juice.
But you can pretend.
Right, exactly. So
we were good at that as kids, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you put it in there, and the taste is not that bad. So it's not like sucking an orange, but it's not bad.
Good.
But you put it in there, and it will affect you very quickly that way. That's a high absorption rate right there on the palate. So orange and tangerine invoke a feeling of happiness. And he also added neroli, because neroli is a high-frequency oil, but it's also a very expensive oil. And, a child and an adult need to know that he or she is valuable, that he or she is worth it. And you are valuable, you are worth it. And that oil with the high-frequency neroli will help you feel that you are worth it.
Right. And we all need to realize our self-worth so we can build esteem in others. And that's one purpose of this set of oils.
Exactly.
Once you release your negativism, then you can certainly go and help others.
Yeah.
And it's people helping people.
Exactly.
Okay, so in conclusion, once you've reached this point where you've released all of your negative emotions for the moment, you will want to go back and reapply the valor. Valor to the back of the neck and to the feet. This will anchor, or it will help place freedom in place. Anchor those positive emotions that you're feeling.
I don't think we spelled it earlier. We just
that's
spelled
so
that.
pretty.
But I love
We can make up for it later.
Yes.
Then put a couple of drops on your fingertips and rub them up the neck to the notch of your hairline. And rub it in clockwise once again, circles. How often? As often as you desire and as often as your work schedule allows. Please make time for yourself, right though, Terri?
Right.
Everyone
But
has emotions.
It's good to do it once a week, especially at the beginning, or if you know you're going through something. I mean, you can do it every day if you are really going through traumatic events that some people are really dealing with, and doing it every day, in that situation would be good.
That's right.
But listen to your body, because your body will tell you if you are not feeling like you need it today, don't do it. But if you are really feeling like you need it, then pull them out.
That's the clue.
That's right.
We need to get people listening to their bodies. That's
Exactly.
that's a best gauge in the world. You're inside that skin, no one else.
Exactly.
Okay, some people have wonderful childhoods, but somewhere along life's path, you will have an emotion that sticks with you. It may be as an adult, but somewhere we will hit something that just stops us in our tracks, right? Maybe you just wanted to use one oil. Rub forgiveness on your navel when you go to bed, and just lay there for a while. Put a couple of drops of inner child on your thumb. The feelings collection is a starting point. I personally like to use many of the oils.
Yeah.
It's hard to just pick one, but I think as far as the feelings kit, I think release is good.
Right.
Really. What do you think,
Release is
Terri?
one that I actually bought the larger bottle just to be able to use that one, because that's one that I feel like I need more often. But as I smell each one, I need each one periodically. But release is one. Yeah, it is. And Valor is one that's a staple in our house. We used Valor. It was one of the first oils that we did use. So Valor we definitely use.
Right.
But we also use Release fairly often. As needed. But once a week, once every 2 weeks, even once a month.
There again, listen to your body.
That's right.
Be aware of your circumstances.
Right.
And what oil you need for what.
Exactly.
Negative emotions have a negative effect on our immune systems. And who of us wants to have our immune systems down? Then we're vulnerable to stuff out there. Likewise, positive emotions have a positive effect on the immune system. When you start to get your emotions under control, your cortisol levels will drop, and some of these negative health symptoms will start to drop too.
Right.
So it's not just about our emotional health, but it's also about physical well-being. The oils in this kit should be used weekly if you can, and daily is okay too.
Right.
Apply them at night so you can wake up refreshed, having released yesterday's stress, and then you're ready to start a new day. It is time to let go and go forward. There's a saying, let go and let God. I think most of us have heard that. Let's do that. Experience life at its fullest potential, and God will lead you in that direction if you allow it, if you let go and let God.
That's right. And if you are not a member of Young Living's team, because you do have to be a member to be able to purchase the oils, so we would love to have you on our team. If you don't already have somebody you're working with, just go to youngliving.com, and up in the right hand corner there's a place that says to become a member. You can click there, and when you're signing up it asks you for a sponsor, and for the sponsor number, if you want to sign up under me, we're on the same team. I'm signed up under Ann, and she introduced me to the oils. And so if you want to sign up under me, I would love to have you on my team. And my number that you would type in is 135-7239. That would be for the sponsor and the enroller. Or if you want to sign up under Ann.
Okay. My number is 266-586. And then we'll
And then
need
we,
to get our
we
links,
also, we also
too.
have, if that's too much to remember, then we have a shortcut that you just type into your browser. It's the address bar, and then it will automatically put in our sponsor and enroller numbers. So if you would rather do that, then you can type in YL to sign up under me, yl.pe/3xzz.
And if you want to sign up under me, yl.pe/4gf3. And Terri, I want to make it clear, you go with whoever's talked with you. And never ever would we take someone away from another group that they're
Right.
already in. We want to make that clear.
Right.
Because there's plenty of people out there, aren't there, Terri, that haven't heard about these oils.
Oh, absolutely.
There's plenty for all of us. So
Yeah.
it's not competitive with us.
Right.
We work together to help each other and to help you.
Right. We're on Team Young Living before we're on Streams of Oil.
That's right.
But
That's right.
if you're not signed up, if you're not talking to somebody already, we would love to have you. Or if the person that you've been talking to isn't really working the business, they're not teaching people, they're just, they just really liked it and they're telling you about the oils, but they have no intention of ever working the business, then we would love to have you. We do educate people. We also have a Facebook group where we post things periodically, and that is, you go to Facebook and the name of the group is Streams of Oil. And you just request to be a member, and I will be happy to sign you up and accept you.
We're making CDs too
That's
that are
right.
going to be helpful.
That's right. For YouTube, we also have a YouTube channel, which is Streams of Oil. So we're trying to make it very simple to be able to join. And we post our videos there and then share them in Facebook. So in Facebook, we also talk about local classes that we have and just some basic information about the oils. So anyway, we are so happy that you watched. We would love to hear from you and let us know if you have anything that you're wanting to know about, if you want to have any ideas for videos. Right now we're just doing the classes, but we do have some ideas for some short videos as well. So we've got a couple of those up.
Come join
So,
us.
that's right.
Help yourself and help others.
Yes. So click like on the video if you are on YouTube watching it. Subscribe if you haven't done that already, or join our Facebook group or YouTube channel. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you on the next video.